So the first couple of questions that we're going to be looking at today are these 4 questions over here for question 1. Question 1 says, simplify the following. Now, remember, guys, simplify basically just means take away the brackets. Okay. Take away the brackets. Yeah, look at what I'm doing now. Take away the brackets. And the only way we do take away the brackets is by multiplying or by distributing. Okay, one or the other. We're doing one or the other. Right. So these questions, if we count them up, 2, 4, 7, 10, they're worth 10 marks. So I'm actually going to give you guys 8 minutes instead of 10 minutes. I know the rule is a mark a minute. I'm going to give you guys 8 minutes. And the only reason I'm giving you 8 minutes for this question is because A and B are quite easy. Okay. It's because A and B are quite easy. There's our class monitor. Hello, class monitor. Jasmine, we were like, why are we starting the class without the lady of the hour? I mean, ma'am.
Technical issues. But anyway,
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, beautiful. How are you doing today? You're muted, my sweetie. You're muted. Oh no, she's disappeared. Here she is. Okay, Jasmine, let's have a bit of a catch up in a little bit, my sweetie. Okay, let's get started on the class and then we'll do a catch up in a little bit. All right, that was Teacher's Monday, our lovely class monitor. She's the enforcing hand in the chat and in this classroom. Nothing gets by her. She's the one. Yeah, that's our lovely veteran Watobe and Jasmine, the absolute best. The absolute best. All right, guys, pop your favorite emoji in the chat when you're done. Okay. I'm quickly going to run and blow my nose. I will be right back. Okay. Just need to switch off. I'll tell you, Teacher Simone, my nephew just made me a cup of coffee. This is so nice of him. He probably, what do you want? What do you want? He probably wants something. I feel like he wants
No,
something.
it's a give and take.
Of course, it's a give and take. I think somebody had an eye on some Nikes earlier when we went to the shop. I feel it coming.
I think he has
No.
to work a little bit harder for Nike.
I know. I mean, if I happened to walk into my bedroom and it was clean, you know, that would be something. That would be something. Ruler's already done. Everybody else, how's it coming along? One more question. No worries, Samuel. You've still got time. Oh, Tarika, hi, Tarika. Do you want to put your emoji in again? Because on my side, it just comes out like as a square, unless that's the emoji you actually picked, the square. I'm not sure, because that's all I'm seeing. Oh, no, please post it again. I can't see it. I'd love to see it. Oh, no, it's still a square. Okay, maybe it's my.
No, I also can't see it.
Is it? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it.
Maybe we need to like update our Zoom or something.
Maybe we've got the old version of Zoom. Yeah, it's definitely me, guys. Yeah, it's me because I don't have the jellyfish in my emojis. So I think it's us. Hi, Amber. Oh, Remo, that's very cute. I like that. One more minute, guys. Imelda, I feel that. With everything I have, I feel your emoji. All right, guys, that's time. If you're not done, guys, don't stress. We're just going to jump into the questions and then you can mark along as we go. All right. Okay, so first one, we're going to distribute this in here. And I know that A over 4 can actually be expressed as 1 over 4A, right? And B over 2 is the same as 1 over 2B. I can write them either way. So I know that I'm going to get 8 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 1 over 4. A quarter of 8 is 2. And then I will have A squared B minus half of 8 will give me 4AB squared. And each mark will come from that, correct answer for each of those. All right, over here, because we have a bracket and an exponent, we're going to need to distribute to each one of these. Okay, so we should get over here 25 because we'll get 5 squared, x to the power of -4, y to the power of 6. This is the same as 25y to the power of 6 over x to the power of 4, because that -4 cannot have a negative exponent. You'll get 1 mark for the distribution and another mark for the final answer. All right, over here, I know that with question C that if I have a 2 over there, it's the same thing as rewriting this bracket twice. So I should then get 2 multiplied by 3x minus 2y multiplied by 3x minus 2y. And that should give me 2 multiplied by 9x squared minus 12xy plus 4y squared. Therefore, my final answer should be 18x squared minus 24, not 12, minus 24xy plus 8y squared. That's what I should get there. This one is a bit of a long one. We're not going to give you a mark for this section over here. That is a grade 9 concept. You do not get a mark for that. You will get 1 mark for distributing that correctly and getting the final answer, and then 2 marks for this answer that you've given us over here, not for the actual breaking it up into 2 brackets. All right, the question D over here, we see exponents, and this one is a bit more of a difficult one. Remember, guys, when we look at exponents, the only way we can compare exponents is if we have the same base. And I'm going to notice here that I don't have the same base anyway. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to split this 10 into 5 times 2. So I should get 5 to the power of n plus 1 multiplied by 2 to the power of n minus 1 multiplied by 5 times 2. And each of these numbers that make up 10 will each get their own 1 minus n. Okay, so I'm going to end up with 5 to the power of 1 minus n multiplied by 2 to the power of 1 minus n. And now I can compare exponents because there's a 5 and a 5 there. And then we're also going to compare the 2 and the 2, this 2 and that 2. So my answer here should be 5 to the power of n minus n will give me nothing, but 1 plus 1 will give me 5 to the power of 2 multiplied by 2 to the power of, this is very ugly, that's supposed to be 1 minus n. Okay, I'm going to get n minus n. Again, I will have nothing. And negative 1 plus 1 will also give me nothing. This is going to give me 2 to the power of 0, which is in fact 1. So my final answer should be 25. Okay, that's the final answer I should get. The marks over here, the first mark will be for splitting 10 into 5 and 2, for simplifying, and for the final answer over there. All right, this is a question out of 10. Tell me in the chat, guys, how much did you get out of 10? Me, obviously, guys, I got 10 out of 10. I don't know about you guys, but I got 10 out of 10. I'll even give myself a nice star. Let me know, how much did we get out of 10? All right, Samuel got 8. Tarika got 9. That's good, guys. That's amazing. Awesome stuff. 10 out of 10. Yes. Well done, Mirula. I knew you had it in you. You always did. Pascal, what is load shedding now? Oh, Pascal didn't see the questions. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. And we're done with the whole section 7. Those of you who got 7, is it because we didn't know how to tackle question D? Is that why we got exactly 7? Does that mean we got the rest of the questions right? And then the last one is the one we didn't tackle. I thought as much, because exponents scare everybody. Yep. Unfortunately, I was just saying in the other class that exponents are going to come back. Okay. But teacher Simone was also saying how if you practice and you practice and you practice, you'll surprise yourself at how quickly you get them, and it makes you feel like Einstein. It makes you feel so smart when you finally do get them. Okay, so it's very important. Exponents are part of your matric final paper. Okay, they come up in question. It's either question 2 or 3 of paper 1 in matric. So we must know how to do them. Okay, make sure, guys, make sure that we know how to do exponents. So if you're still struggling with exponents, guys, you need to go ahead and look at them again. All right, let's look at question 2. Question 2 is the factorized section. Okay, let's just remind each other of the factorization rules. Factorize. What is our default setting, guys? Number 1, the number 1 thing that we always look for when we are factorizing. What is our default setting? Beautiful, Amber. I feel like you had it pre-typed in. Beautiful. That's it. Excellent. It's HCF. Okay. Always HCF. And after HCF, then we can look for other things, right? Then we can look for things like dots, or we can look for a common bracket, or grouping, which also leads to a common bracket. We can also look at trinomials. And we can look at the sum and difference of cubes. Okay, but before you even look at dots or common bracket or grouping, check if there's a common factor first. Okay, this question is worth 9 marks. You guys have 7 minutes. Go. Pascal is done with 1.5 minutes to spare. See now the butterfly I can see. It's the jellyfish that you see. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I have to look into this jellyfish situation. Beautiful, guys. All right, less than 1 minute left. Any of you guys still busy? Try and wrap it up with the last question that you're doing, just so you don't have to like finish a question halfway. Okay, we're going to look at these questions in just a bit. All right, guys, that's time. Okay. Lovely. All right, let's start with question 1. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, look for the default. I can already tell just by looking at this that we're going to take out a common factor of 6a. Right, I'm going to take 6a out as a common factor. If I take that out, I'm going to have p squared minus 8p minus 2 left on the inside. Okay, but I'm going to notice that this thing is a trinomial. However, we cannot actually factorize that trinomial, because even though it is a trinomial, that negative 8p or any fact, there are no factors of 2 that are going to give me negative 8p. Okay, so this one doesn't actually factorize out properly. It's not going to get us where we need it to go. Okay. I mean, if we used imaginary numbers, yes, but not with these. It won't work. All right, so this is the final answer we're looking for. 1 mark for taking out the correct common factor and 2 marks for what's left inside the brackets. All right, down here, I'm going to, again, take out a highest common factor of 3y, and I'm going to get x squared minus 9 left. On the inside, that I can factorize the thing in the middle, because that is actually dots. So I can then continue factorizing. I'm going to get 3y, open brackets, x plus 3, x minus 3. I can do that. Again, at the bottom, first thing I need to do is look for a highest common factor. And indeed, there is a highest common factor. I can take 2 out. Oh, I forgot the mark allocation. Sorry, guys. Okay. 1 for the correct common factor and 1 for each bracket of our dots. Okay, down here, I'm going to take 2 out, and then I'm going to have x cubed plus 8 left over here. And that, again, guys, is going to be a sum of 2 cubes. So I can then open 2 brackets, 1 small bracket, 1 big bracket. And then we're going to take the cube root of the first thing, the cube root of the last thing. So what goes in here would be x plus the cube root of 8 is 2. And then to put this into the bracket, into the big bracket, I'm going to take this thing and I'm going to square it. So that's going to give me x squared. And then I'm going to take this thing over here and I'm also going to square it, put it at the end. That's going to give me positive 4 plus 4. And then to get the middle term in the big bracket, I'm going to take x multiplied with 2. That's going to give me 2x. And then I'm going to change the sign to a negative. So in the middle goes minus 2x. All right. And again, 3 marks. 1 for the common factor. 1 for the common factor. 1 for that bracket, and 1 for the last bracket that we've got over there. All right. Give me a number out of 9, guys. How did we do on the section? Ah, beautiful, Pascal. Yay, Samuel. You guys are amazing. Well done. Awesome stuff. Yes, Amelda. See, it's that, you know, that smile of satisfaction. I love to see it. I love to see it. Guys, give me your marks. Don't stress, even if it's 0, guys, even if it's under, it's fine. This is a learning curve. This is what these sections are here for. All right. Excellent, Lunabile. I hope we're looking at where we're making our tiny little mistakes. It's okay to make tiny mistakes, guys. It's perfectly fine. That's it, Ile. That's okay. That's it, Jasmine. Well done, guys. See, if you're getting about 7 or 8 marks, that means that you've tried all the questions. If you've gotten 6 marks or less, that might mean that there's a question that you've left out, guys. Do not leave out a single question. Go ahead and try all of them, because that extra mark that you get from that other question is on point. Okay. All right, let's look at the next question. That's okay, Gile. That's okay. We're learning. Look, Gile, it's okay for you to mess it up here, and we learn from that mistake here, and then we don't do it in the exam when it actually counts for marks. Because, you know, I'm not going to grade you. Okay. All right. The next question is on algebraic fractions. Okay, so what do we do, guys, when we come across algebraic fractions? What's the first thing that we need to do? We have 2 rules. First, question number 1 is the most important rule of all. I'm going to stop it there. I want somebody else to finish it for me. The nightmare has arrived. That is not rule number 1, guys. That's not it. X is not equal to 0. No, no, no. Finish up this word for me, guys. What word am I looking for over here? Fact. Yes, thank you. User, are you offense? Is that offense? Good, guys. Factorize everything. Okay. Factorize everything. Good. We're going to start by factorizing everything. And then the second rule is if we see anything that's common on the top and anything that's common on the bottom, we're going to take both of those things, cancel, cancel. Okay, so we're going to factorize everything and then we're going to look for that. In the first question, however, that's not going to work. And the reason that's not going to work is because there's a plus and a minus. As soon as we see a plus and a minus, what do we need to look for in fractions? Anyone remember? It works for the fractions we learned in grade 7 and 8 as well. Good. We need to look for a lowest common denominator. Beautiful. We need to look for the LCD. All right. If you find anything sitting on its own, immediately put it over 1. Makes your life a million times easier because you can already tell what the fraction is going to look like. Okay. So this is worth 3 marks. This is worth 3 marks. This is worth 3 marks. These are quite difficult questions. They are. So I'm going to give you 8 minutes. It's 9 marks. You've got 8 minutes for this section. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 8 minutes. Good luck, guys. Go for it. That's it. Patu's already given away the LCD. Thanks, Patu, for helping everybody out with question 1. Patu's already said the LCD is 20, ma'am. Thanks, Patu. Everybody owes you 1 because you've helped them out there. Well done. All right, guys. 8 minutes. Go for it. Few minutes, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, shame, Patu. I didn't know, like, I didn't know how cold it is. I'm not even sure where you are. Are you in Joburg, my sweetie? I'm sorry. Try doing the. I know anybody in Gauteng or Mpumalanga right now is just having the worst time of their life. I'm sorry, my sweetie. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help. 1 minute, guys. All right, guys, that's time. If you're not done, stop exactly where you are and we'll continue. And for those of you doing mental maths because your fingers aren't working, then we can mentally just, yeah. Sure, Samuel, I'm sorry to hear that. Shame, man. Guys, keep warm, ne? Keep warm, keep warm. Under the blankets, under the blankets. All right, okay, let's start with question A over here, guys. We know that our LCD is going to be 20. I know that this is missing 5 over here, so I'm going to multiply the top by 5 as well. Over here, we're missing a 4, so I'm going to multiply the top by 4. And over here, we're missing the whole 20, so we're going to multiply this by 20. All right, so I'm going to get 5, let me not do that. Let's do it all in one go. 5 times 2x and 5 times -1. And then I'm going to have 4x times 4 and -x times 20. Okay, so I'm then going to get 10x minus 5 plus 16x minus 20x. And all of this needs to be over 20. Do not leave the denominator behind, guys. It's not an equation, it's an expression. So our LCD must come with us. Okay. All right. And then we're just going to add like terms. So I've got 10x plus 16x will give me 26x minus 20x will give me 6x. So I will have 6x minus 5 over 20. All right, you will get one for your LCD, you'll get one for distributing correctly, and one for the final answer. All right, now over here in the next question, I know that there's a divide and I don't actually want a divide. So what do I need to do with that divide over there, guys? Who remembers? Good, a KFC or a Tippin Times. We're going to change it into, into that. You can do the inverse. You can cross multiply 100%. I think in this case, Mirula, it would be easier for you to do to do a chicken leg, like Sisha's saying in the chat. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to factorize as we go. So I'm going to have x over, remember guys, whenever we see fractions, we factorize everything. I'm going to note that this thing over here is x minus y all squared twice. So I'm going to do this, x minus y, x minus y. I'm going to open it up. Okay, and I have my reasons, guys. I have my reasons. Okay, multiplied by, Then this duty over here is dots. This guy over here is dots, but because we're tipping and timesing, this dots goes on the top of the fraction over here. So I'm going to have two brackets open, x minus y, x plus y, all of that over 12. Right, and this is going to equal to, now I can see something on that's common on the top and at the bottom. I've got an x minus y and an x minus y. Both of those will cancel each other out. So on the top, I actually have 8 multiplied by x plus y over 12 multiplied by x minus y, right? But my final answer, if I simplify that 8 over 12, should give me 2 over 3. Yes, 2 over 3. So I should have 2 multiplied by x plus y over 3 multiplied by x minus y. All right. Surprisingly, guys, and to this day, you get a mark for the tip and times. It's very important that you show it. You get a mark for changing the sign from a divide to a multiply. They will give you a mark for it. So don't skip that step on some, no, I know what I'm doing. No, 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 no. Write it in there. Okay. Factorizing correctly will get you 1 mark, and the final answer will get you your last mark. Okay, because I could have simplified the 8 and the 12 over there. I just decided to do it at the end. All right. Okay, now when we get to the bottom over here, again, guys, we're going to have to factorize. Okay, I'm going to note that on the top over here, again, I have dots. Okay, so I'm going to open 2 brackets. Okay, and I will have 2a minus 9 and 2a plus 9. Okay, and the bottom, open brackets. Okay, this is a trinomial, so I know that one of my brackets will have 2a and the other will have a. Okay, and then I'm quickly going to do my quick cross canceling 2a and a. I need to get a -1 in the middle, and I need to find the factors of 36 that are going to give me that. Okay. 36 and 1 are not going to work. Those numbers are way too high. Maybe 9 times 4 will give me 36. 9 times 4, if I put a 9 here and a 4 there, that's going to work because I'm going to get 9a, and over here 2a times 4 will give me 8a, and I know that I need a -1, so my bigger number must be negative, that one up there. So my first bracket will have 2a minus 9, and my second bracket will have a plus 4. Okay, now guys, here's a tip. Pro tip: if you factorize something at the top and something at the bottom looks like it needs to look like something at the top, chances are one of these brackets is going to come up at the bottom again so that you can cancel one of them out. Okay, so 2a minus 9 and a plus 4. This was going to happen. It was inevitable that it was going to happen because they want you to be able to cancel something on the top and on the bottom. We won't just ask you to factorize for the sake of factorizing. Okay, so there will always be something that shows up on the top and on the bottom. Okay, that and that will cancel. And my final answer would then be 2a plus 9 over a plus 4. I just want to move down a little bit. Okay, 2a plus 9 over a plus 4. Okay, 1 mark each for factorizing, 1 mark for simplifying. All right, a mark out of 9, guys. Let me know how we did. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of 6s and 9s. Well done, Samuel. Well done, Liabona. How you got an 11? Me, I need to know. How did we get 11 out of 9? I need to know. Sandakache, well done. Well done, Mirula. Excellent. You need to explain that one. You need to explain that one, Patu. Let us know. Well done, Lunabile. Excellent stuff, guys. Okay. Well done, Imelda. All right, guys, let's have a look at this. She didn't do the sums. No wonder. No wonder. All right. I mean, you did them in your head. In your head, the marks came up to 11. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Let's start with some sketching of graphs, guys. All right. So the first question here says, no, Mirula, I'm gonna torture you with geometry on Wednesday. Don't stress. No torturing of no geometry today, just on Wednesday. Okay. All right. So first question says, draw sketch graphs for each of the following on the axes provided. Okay, we know that this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. Okay, what kind of graph do we have over here, guys? Let's look at A. Tell me, what kind of graph do we have? Any ideas, guys? Have a look at it. Amber, I knew that you would think hyperbola. I knew we would go to hyperbola. But what's the problem? What's the difference with a hyperbola? What is usually here in a hyperbola? What do we normally see in the denominator of a hyperbola? Is it a number? It's an x, part 2, and the x isn't there. The x is normally at the bottom when we're looking at hyperbolas. So I'm going to rewrite x over 2, right? The same way I did. I just want to show you guys quickly. Look at this first question that we did over here. I rewrote a over 4 as 1 over 4a. So I'm going to rewrite x over 2. How else can I write x over 2, guys? How else can I rewrite it? It's not going to be x over 2. What is it going to be? One over 2x. That's it, Courtney. Good. I'm going to rewrite this as 1 over 2x minus 4. Now I'm going to ask you guys again. What kind of graph do we have here? That's it. There it is. Well done, Pachu. That's it. 100%. It's actually not even that difficult a graph. It's a straight line graph. And we know how to solve for straight line graphs, don't we? All right, guys, you've got, I'm not going to belabor this. You've got exactly 2 minutes to draw it. Samuel, did you just draw us a straight line? Well done. You've got 2 minutes for this one graph, guys. In fact, I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. It's not that difficult. Remember, we can use the dual intercept method, guys. The x-intercept, something must happen. Y-intercept, something must happen. Okay. If anybody's feeling nice enough to remind everybody what all of these other things must be over there. What do we do at the x-intercept? What do we do at the y-intercept? If you're feeling kind enough to remind everyone. Yes, that's it. Beautiful, Amber. That's it. X-intercept, y is equal to 0. Beautiful. And y-intercept, x is equal to 0. Those are the only 2 points you need in order to draw a straight line graph. Okay. So go for it, guys. That's it, Mirula. Excellent. Okay, your 1 minute is almost up. All right, guys, that's time. Okay, so let's find our 2 intercepts. Y-intercept is easy because that whole thing will just become 0. So at our y-intercept, y is equal to -4. Okay, where x is equal to 0, y is equal to -4. So we'll make a dot at -4. And then for our x-intercept, we're going to make y equal to 0. So we'll have 0 is equal to a half x minus 4. I'm going to take 4 over and I will get 4 is equal to a half of x. And a half of x should be 2. Is it 2? No, it's not 2. It's 8. A half of x is, or half of 4 is 8. So x must be equal to 8. All right. So our graph should look like that. 8. Oh, I'm going to have to fix that. All right. I'm going to use a ruler this time. You guys are always judging my drawings. So, geez, teacher Coco, you can't even get a line straight. It's fine. It's fine, guys. I got this. I got this. There we go. Awesome. Got it right this time. Awesome. So for 2 marks, 1 mark there, 1 mark there. Okay. For even recognizing that it's a straight line graph and not a hyperbola, that would work. All right. Have a look at B, guys. What kind of graph is this graph? That's it. Now we've got a hyperbola. Okay. Now, remember, guys, with a hyperbola, we need to remember our asymptotes, both of them, both of our asymptotes. And we also, because this thing has moved, we're also going to get an x-intercept. Okay. We also know that our graph is positive because there's a positive 2 there. So which 2 quadrants is this thing going to land in, guys? Which 2 quadrants will I draw my graphs in? That's it, Akekhan. Amazing. Well done. Good. Quadrants 1 and 3. Beautiful stuff, guys. All right. We are going to run out of time. You've got 1 minute again. Got 1 minute. Okay. Find your asymptotes. Find your x-intercept. It's going to take you a couple of seconds. Okay. And then I'm going to get started. Otherwise, we're going to run out of time. Okay. All right, peeps. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm going to go through this one very quickly. Remember, our asymptotes are going to be at x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1. That's my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Good. My x-intercept, y is going to equal to 0. So I'm going to end up with 0 is equal to 2 over x plus 1. Take the 1 over. I'm going to get -1 is equal to 2 over x. Cross multiply, I'm going to end up with -x is equal to 2. Therefore, x is equal to -2. All right, I'm going to draw in my asymptotes. There's x is equal to 0. And then y is equal to 1 will be over there. That's 1. There, I will even label it y is equal to 1. There we go. And then my x-intercept would be at -2. So it would sit over here. -2. And so in the third quadrant, there is my first graph. And in the first quadrant, there is my second graph, not touching anything at all. All right. Okay, this is where we're going to stop for today's lesson.